Okay, guys. At least 2 whole people told me that they might come on the YouTube live thing. So I'm hoping at least one of you show up. But if you guys don't, that's totally okay because I just kind of want to see how this thing works. And I've never done a YouTube live before. I see that I have a comments thing. I guess that's a filter thing. I don't even know actually if it's on, but it's recording. Okay, I think someone's on here. Oh my God, there's 3 people on here. I'm getting a little more nervous. 4 people. Okay, so here's the funny thing. I've been telling you guys I'm gonna do a YouTube live for months now, and for some reason, I didn't feel like trying it. It's so scary to do a YouTube live, and it's funny because I was thinking about it earlier. Oh, hi. Hi. I was thinking of this, when you're procrastinating something and it gets scarier and scarier and scarier. And what I was talking to you guys yesterday about, if you wake up in the morning, you want to eat that frog. It's this book by Brian Tracy. So you want to eat that frog, the hypothetical frog. So the first thing you do every morning is that you do the most daunting task of your day. Hi, Esther. You do your most daunting task of the day every morning, the first thing you do, and you just get it out of the way. So recently I've been doing those from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Hi, Athena. And yeah, anyway, so I've been doing my workouts every morning. I bought that treadmill on Black Friday. And today, my Eat That Frog. Hi, Dee Dee. This is awesome, right, guys. This is so much fun. Love you. I follow you on Instagram. Hi, Dimitri. It's pretty cool. So yeah, so I bought that treadmill on Black Friday and I've been doing the workouts every day. And as I told you guys a couple times, like I absolutely hate mornings. I've never been a morning person. I don't think I will ever be a morning person until I train myself to do it. But I was talking about eating that frog, and I've been so scared about doing a YouTube live forever because I've been procrastinating it, thinking, okay, I probably have to set it up with like a computer and then do a tripod thing. But I'm just holding it with my arms, and I decided to just, go ahead and try this YouTube live thing for the first time. My dog is just climbing up on the couch. I guess he wants to be a star too. And anyway, so yeah, the YouTube live thing is pretty much very similar, I would say, to procrastinating starting a fast. Okay, kind of just thinking about this. So imagine that you know that you want to start a fast at some point. So in this case, doesn't have to be perfect. Thank you, Dimitri. And yeah, so a lot of people, they want to start something for the first time, like go to the gym for the first time, start a fast for the first time. Anything is a first, and they never get around to doing it because they're so scared of kind of biting that bullet and getting started with it. Same thing for the YouTube live. So you can procrastinate it, think about it, tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna start the fast tomorrow. I'm gonna start the fast Tuesday. I have all these social events. I'm gonna start the fast Saturday. And then you never end up starting it. And then it kind of gets more and more scary and more daunting. So that's one of those things that the YouTube live has been kind of boiling in my mind for a couple months now, thinking I should do it, but I'm too nervous to actually get on and do a YouTube live. But I'm realizing right now it's actually not that scary, and it's just the exact same thing I do, but then you guys are a little bit more interactive since you can actually comment right away. So that's something. Today is day 7 of Fastmas. So we've been doing this for a whole, hi Choi Boy. You guys have awesome usernames. We have been doing this Fastmas for 7 days now, and I hope it's going well for everybody. I hope you guys are not focusing too much on weight, because a lot of people focus too much on weight and it becomes kind of this obsession that instead of actually focusing on how you feel and going through the mental steps and the mental journey and losing sorry, I'm reading this comment at the same time. How do I lose weight if my boyfriend isn't supportive? He thinks this is just another phase and that I'm going to give up. Oops, where did this go? So a supportive partner, I'm just kind of going to go and start answering some questions. Maybe that'll be easier to have something to talk about because I forgot what I was just talking about. But if you don't have a supportive boyfriend, you just kind of need to start it on your own and get in the mindset and focus on yourself a little bit. Dimitri says, find a new man. I'm sick right now. I changed from alternate fasting. Oh, I'm sorry, Chloe. I hope you feel better. It might be a little bit of keto flu. Are you sick, or are you just feeling, maybe if you've been in ketosis, you can be suffering from the keto flu a little bit? A lot of you guys maybe don't know, and I made a lot of videos. Okay, I keep talking about different things. I think this video is going to jump from one thing to the next thing because every time I read a comment, I want to answer it. So I also forgot what I was now just talking about. But when you guys go into ketosis, a lot of you forget that you're gonna have those flu-like and cold-like symptoms. So it's super normal that you start getting sniffly. It's super normal that you start kind of, I don't know, there's a lot of different symptoms. Some people experience this type of keto rash. It doesn't happen to everyone, but that's something that can happen. Headaches are super, super normal. Like if you guys, a lot of you are doing the fasting for the first time, which means that a lot of you guys are doing, you went to a Korean spa and kept jumping from sauna to icy water. Can you guys answer this? Do you guys also see the comments popping up, or is it just me that sees the comments popping up? Or can you guys see what's going on the screen as well? Because I'm not sure what you can see right now. You see it. Okay, I'm assuming yes. Okay, we see. Hi, Tia. We can see the comments. We can see the comments. Okay, awesome. I can see the comments too. We see the comments and you anytime. Yeah, okay. What was I talking about again? Okay, so keto flu, that's gonna happen when you guys start doing the fasting. If it's the first time that you quit sugar in a really long time, then absolutely you guys are gonna start getting those headaches from the sugar withdrawal. So that's something that you really have to consider and be aware of it before it starts, as well as the keto flu, because some people kind of just quit and then they think, oh, I got sick, so I quit the fast. But actually, they go hand in hand, because the only reason that you're having those symptoms most of the time is because it's not a virus and you're actually just having those symptoms and walking through the keto flu for a couple of days as you're entering in ketosis. Ham says, been on keto for a little bit over a year, done with my, oh, the comments go away. Oh no. Okay. Sorry guys, I accidentally clicked on someone's comment and then it totally shut my phone off. Find yourself a new man, Serena. No, I wouldn't say to find herself a new man. Okay, let me start one topic at a time and let's get going with this. This is very distracting. It's pretty hard. So about the keto flu, again, you guys will have those sugar withdrawals. You will have those headaches. You will feel the keto flu. I know you're laughing at me. You will feel the keto flu and it's going to go away soon. So just give it like 3 or 4 days and you'll get over it eventually. Number 2 for Serena, don't find a new man, guys. Come on, let's support Serena. Like, it's one of those situations where it's definitely tough if you don't have someone supporting you. But again, a lot of us suffer with colleagues, friends, significant others, family that don't support the fasting. And it's not because they don't support the fasting, it's just because they don't understand what the fasting is. So if you have the mental capacity and the mental energy to explain to them how this fasting thing works, you can go ahead and do that. But as I mentioned in a lot of other videos, sometimes you just have to conserve your energy. So you keep your energy for yourself, because imagine that you want to start, let's just say you want to start a diet, okay? Let's say that you're one of those New Year's resolutioners and on January 1st, you know you're going to start this new diet. And let's just say it's something crazy, like one of those fad diets. Just, okay, you know, you guys know how much I don't like the Biggest Loser diet. So let me just give this as an example. So let's say that come January 1st, you want to start the Biggest Loser diet. So you spend the next 3 weeks telling every single person around you in your social circle that, hey, I'm going to start the Biggest Loser diet. And then you tell everybody and you explain to them how you're gonna do it, how you're getting pumped up, how you're buying a bunch of equipment, how you're, meal prepping your 1,000-calorie meals, which is terrible. And I told you guys about how much I don't like those super restrictive low-cal diets. Not saying low-cal is bad, but super restrictive low-cal with super intense workouts, like the Jillian Michaels type of workouts, that's not sustainable. And trust me, like I've tried it, and it worked really temporarily, but I think in the long run, it really messes up your metabolism. But going back to what I was talking about, so imagine that you guys are telling every single person around you about you're gonna start the Biggest Loser diet. And then eventually you get to January 1st, you've pretty much like gotten rid of all your energy. You've depleted all your energy by telling people about how you're excited about it. And maybe the idea of starting that diet actually got boring for you at this point because you've been saying it, and then there's no energy left for you to actually go ahead and do the Biggest Loser diet. And again, I'm just saying this as like a hypothetical thing because I really don't like the Biggest Loser diet. What to do if you're really craving something, that what Carrie says. Okay, so I want to know, when you guys are craving something, are you doing the things that I'm recommending? For example, first of all, go get a glass of water, put some salt in it, and just have a big glass of water. I know it might not be the most satisfying thing at the time if you're really craving something. Number two, exactly, drink water. Number two, again, another number two, is that, you know those cans of bubbly or La Croix? It's those kind of like a soft drink. You can use normal table salt. Again, I recommend Himalayan salt because it has more nutrients and minerals. So there's more, there's more minerals in terms of like magnesium and stuff in it. So it's better to take something like Himalayan salt. But in the meantime, if you don't have access to it, it's totally fine to take some table salt. But make sure that you are taking your sodium, every single one of you guys, because it's really important, or else your sodium levels are getting depleted. And I don't want you guys passing out. I don't want you guys to be tired. I want you guys to be like as perky as you can. And everybody asks me how much salt I should be taking. Honestly, there's no really like huge rule. I just take a little pinch and I put it in my water once in a while. Do you use salt every day or just when you need it? I would use it, I mean, pretty much every day you're gonna start to see maybe a dip in energy, so you might need it. My hand is going numb from holding the camera. Oh, this is funny. Okay, do you guys even like dogs? This is my little doggy. You want to be on YouTube Live? Oh, you're so serious. You're so serious. Okay, so that's what I was saying. So I went over a little bit about the keto flu. I went over a little bit about, okay, what you were saying about the cravings, right? So regarding cravings, what you can do is that it's such a mental journey, as I always talk about. So the main thing that you need to do if you're having some mad cravings and you're so hungry, or you see someone eating something next to you, just try to really go over yourself, like over and over and over. Get a piece of paper, get a pen, try to start writing why you're feeling those cravings. If you're actually hungry, or if you're tempted to eat because you feel like it. Because a lot of the time, guys, we're boredom eating. We're eating just because it's some social activity. It's something that we're doing that we want to do. Omar says, man, I be craving like a beep beep. Does your dog help you with the fast, like with support? Yeah, he's awesome. You know, he comes up to me every day and he goes, woof, 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 woof. I'm just kidding. Guys, I'm pretty weird. I think my weirdness comes out more on live videos, and plus how distracted I get by your little comments. What about if you're craving and you're really hungry? So remember, Carrie, that when you're hungry, it's just mental. So you can use those little carbonated waters too. That sometimes helps people. It also sometimes makes hunger worse for some people. So you got to try it yourself. But it's those, I'll show you guys maybe later. I think I've showed it in my video before, like bubbly, where it's unflavored, it's flavored, but it's natural flavoring. And there's no calories, and there's no sucralose, and there's no artificial sugars. It's just like unsweetened carbonated water. That's pretty much what it is. And sometimes there's a little bit of a tint of, cranberry or grapefruit or something like that, but you can barely taste it. And some people think it's pretty bitter. That's something that can help you. Having a little bit of a shot of apple cider vinegar mixed in with some water, that can help you as well. But again, the main thing that you need to get to the bottom of is that you need to go on the you need to go, for example, on the waterfastingjournal.com, grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, write down all the reasons that you're hungry, like whether it's actually hungry mentally or if you're physically hungry. Because it's possible, especially at the beginning of your fast, that your stomach starts to grumble. And then the second thing that's going to happen is that you're going to start craving whatever everyone else is eating around you, and kind of feeling sorry for yourself, feeling like, oh, everybody else gets to eat. Like, why do I have to be so disciplined? And why does my life suck? And why do I have bad genetics that I have to fast? And I always gain weight, blah, 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 blah. So those are the things that you have to kind of go through during your fast, to write down why you're craving it, and really spend some time on it and figure out if you're mentally hungry or if you're physically hungry. Because a lot of the time it's not actual physical hunger. My biggest hurdle is when families say it's crazy, so that I should be eating. It makes it so hard. Working out twice a day, too much with OMAD. Okay, I'll answer Jen's question first. So with OMAD, totally you can work out as many times a day as you want, as long as you're feeling good. Again, even with OMAD, sometimes if you're feeling like your sodium levels are depleted, you could still do the salt in that case. Going back to the other question about family and how to deal with family, especially around this time when we're doing the holiday season and there's a lot of social events. That's why I kind of wanted to help you guys plan your fastness around the social events to a certain extent. Obviously, I don't want you guys to be influenced by other people a lot. And if you want to do a fast, like let's say you want to fast through Christmas, like you're totally welcome to do that. And if you have the discipline to do that, but to a certain extent, you also have to give yourself a little bit of leeway to make it something sustainable for you. So in order to explain it to family, like the first time, I'll tell you guys, when I first started fasting, as you know, the reason I started my water fast is because I was plateaued at 185 for months. And it's because I was doing OMAD and keto, and it was just going so well. And all of a sudden, I just kind of started to veer off track, and it wasn't so great after that. So what happened is that I just decided one day, okay, boom, I'm gonna do a 5-day fast and try this for the first time ever. And then hopefully it'll break my plateau and I'll know I'm still capable of losing weight, and it's not this weird medical mystery that I'm not capable of losing weight and I'm stuck at this weight for the rest of my life. So what happened is that I started doing the fast, and then, hi Mark from the UK. I started doing this fast, and I had actually planned a family dinner for the entire family to get together at one of my favorite restaurants ever. And I had booked it, I reserved it maybe like 2 weeks in advance. And this is the point where I didn't even know about fasting, and I didn't even know I was going to do a fast. But then I decided to do a fast, and when I got to 5 days, I was like, whoa, I feel really good. I'm going to keep going. So then I went to 7 days and 10 days, and that dinner reservation that I made was in the middle of it. And so I went to the dinner, to my favorite restaurant, and I actually just sat there with my family, and I was feeding everybody. I was serving everybody and explaining to them what the dishes were, but I didn't have a single thing to eat. I just sat at the table with my glass of water, and I was putting salt inside my glass and just drinking it. And it's just something they were not understanding. And obviously some people are gonna think, hey, if you're fasting, maybe you're gonna have an eating disorder, or maybe it's something weird, like a mental thing you're going through, it's a crash diet, but it really isn't. And when you educate them about fasting, or when you start to see the results and they start to see the results on you, and seeing what it does to your productivity, what it does to your mental clarity, how it makes you feel better, and even appearance-wise, how it makes you lose weight, then they're gonna start to see the benefits of it, and you can explain it to them more at that point, so your argument becomes more solid to tell them that it's a healthy thing. A 5-day fast, again, when I did that 5-day fast, I ended up extending to 7, 10, 14, and 21. So that was the time that I ended up going until 21. And I think that's maybe why you guys are on this channel, because I had posted a video about it. And that was my transformation from, it was 185 to 164.1, something like that. Definitely, Carrie, sometimes the 3-day fast is a lot harder, because it's kind of the point. It's better to do a water fast every other day, or it's not as effective. Okay, so 2 questions. So Samantha's asking, basically a water fast every other day is called ADF, which stands for alternate day fasting. And what, I think it was Carrie that wrote, how much weight did you lose in a 5-day fast, and is a 3-day fast effective? Any sort of fasting protocol is effective. You just need to stick to it and do what works for you, because obviously we're not going to be able to do long-term fasts for the rest of our life. We could do it once in a while, but it's not something that you're going to do for like 3 years straight, unless you're, you know, there's a lot of people who are very overweight who do the fast for like 100 days or something like this. I think there's a couple YouTubers that have been doing that. I'll try ABF. It's ADF, like alternate day fasting. Nice Robot says, hello, happy holidays to you all. So yeah, there's no one fasting protocol that's better than the others. I didn't know you can retract a message. Omar retracted his message. Come on, Omar. But yeah, there's no better fasting protocol. You just take something that works for you and you tweak it and you fix it and you do whatever you want with it. And that's why I wanted to do Fastmas this month, to have that flexible challenge so you guys can do whatever you want and just plan it around your holidays. Okay, you changed it because you added a D instead of a B. I see what you did there. How often 7-day fast can we do? Again, it's up to you and up to your body. The one thing that I don't want you guys to do is I don't want you guys to yo-yo fast. So basically that's when you fast, and then you come off your fast and you're not disciplined about it. So then you start eating, and then you feel bad, and then you go back to fasting, and you fast. So then you're kind of going like this, and that's not good for your mind either, and that's not necessarily good for your body, because it's yo-yoing at the same time. So give yourself enough time to refeed and really plan it down. So use the waterfastingforum.com. I built that for you guys so we can do the daily journaling every day. I saw Carrie's comments. It's kind of tough, you know, because I'm talking and I want to answer the question after, but the comment kind of disappears. And I wonder if I can see that anywhere else. But this is kind of my practice run. I'm sure that once I get comfortable with this, I'll be able to make more YouTube lives, because today, for example, I have a lot of errands to run. I have to go get some, like I have to meet a couple people that I haven't seen in a really long time. I have to do some cooking. And there's a lot of things to do today. So that's why I thought that I would just kind of jump on here and do a YouTube live to motivate you guys. One thing to keep a note, again, I said this in my pep talk videos, and I think I'm going to start making a couple more pep talk videos as well, is that for Mark, 1 meal a day is the same as OMAD, but that's really, really effective, and I'll talk about it in a second. Just maybe put another comment if I get on a tangent and I forget to answer your question. But see, I already forgot what I was talking about. I'm going to do a lot more pep talk videos going forward because I think that helps you guys too. And just really don't really necessarily feel like you have the need to explain to people around you what you're doing. Like my colleagues at this point, they've accepted that I just don't eat lunch. And sometimes they ask me, oh, are you still doing that fasting thing? But I've been working there for, I think, over a year, like maybe almost a year and a half. And they don't actually ask me to eat lunch anymore because they just know. Samantha says, if I do a water fast, can I exercise every day like an hour cardio? Honestly, if you're doing an extended water fast, I wouldn't exercise every day because you just need to let your body go through its own detoxing process and heal itself with the autophagy and stuff. What happens is that a lot of people get super excited and they start their water fast, and the first 2 days you're like pretty perky because you still have a lot of food in your body. And then you get really tired and you kind of burn yourself out. So I would recommend doing some really, really light exercise rather than doing like intense cardio. If you want, like jump on a treadmill. If you have a treadmill, do some walking, do some really low intensity weights. I've heard the salt holds onto water. I could be wrong. Oh no, your comment disappeared. Can you write that one again? Sorry, Carrie. And what was the other question? Put me some more questions there because they keep disappearing. Guys, this is tough. This is fun though. I like this. It's kind of more fun than me talking to myself and holding a camera for an hour because at least you guys have questions. So this is pretty cool. But yeah, one of you guys were saying, does the salt cause any insulin release? I've heard salt holds onto water. I mean, yes, salt holds onto water, but at the same time, that's if you're eating really, like, okay, let's say, okay, I don't want to trigger you guys with any specific foods, but let's say, I'm just gonna not name foods because I don't know who's fasting right now. So let's say that you guys are eating, you know, those ready microwave meals. What are they called? Those TV dinner meals. They have a lot of sodium. So of course, if you eat food with a lot of sodium in it, it helps you. It makes you retain water. That's when you get bloated. There's a lot of what's it called? Water retention when you're eating a lot of junk food and things like fast food and stuff like that. So that makes you retain water. But in this particular case with water fasting, you actually absolutely need to have some sort of salt in your body because at that point your body is actually, sorry, I'm reading the comments. This is really hard. How do I keep my train of thought while reading and not forgetting to answer that question at the same time? YouTubers who do this are really awesome. Like I really commend them for how awesome this is. What I was saying is that in order to do the water fast, you really need to keep your sodium levels replenished because if they're depleted, it's going to be really making you weak and feel dizzy and things like that. A couple people are asking about OMAD now. So I'm currently doing OMAD, and today I'm actually going to do a water fast for 1 day, so kind of my alternate day fast. In terms of OMAD slowing down metabolism, as far as what I've heard from Dr. Fung and Dr. Berg, generally speaking, because OMAD still lets you go engage in that autophagy, so generally speaking, as far as what I've read, is that OMAD does not slow down your metabolism because it actually speeds it up with the fasting. And I made a couple videos about this to explain why. And it's just going back to the whole caveman thing. So when the cavemen, or actually that's not the proper politically correct term anymore, it's hunter-gatherers. So they used to do the fasting and the feasting. So what they would do is that they would just feast or hunt on an animal and eat the animal, and then they would fast for a long period of time until they can go eat again. So what happens is that your body just knows what to do, and in order to have those kind of survival skills, your body, and if it didn't give you energy to go hunt for food later on after you've been in a fasted state, then probably we would all die. So what happens is that, it might be handy, yeah, I know, my arm is definitely aching. I mean, I have my tripod right here, like I actually have it. But I didn't know how to set it up because I'm sitting on the couch, so it's a little tricky. Maybe I can just, okay, hold on. That's a good idea. I didn't know if I was able to see the comments from there. Okay. Can you guys see me? Maybe I'm not even as close to the camera now, so it's better. So what I was saying about OMAD is that it boosts your metabolism as far as I've understood, because in order for your body to let you go hunting, right? Like if you were in the hunter-gatherer type of period, it wants to spike your energy level so you can go have enough energy to go hunt. Did you ever binge eat or anything? I'm going through eating disorder and hoping water fasting can help. Okay, so that's one of those tricky questions, because if you do deal with an eating disorder, and again, I'm not a professional when it comes to eating disorders and stuff, but typically speaking, if you're prone to having an eating disorder, you're having an eating disorder, then it's probably a good idea maybe not to do water fasting, because I don't want you to have a sort of like fasting and binging episode. So maybe it's better for you to actually step back and try a different fasting protocol, like even intermittent fasting, 2 meals a day or a 16-8 window, and just try to control it like that. OMAD for me is one of my favorite things in the entire world, and it's what really helped me with my success and a sustainable way to have success. And even when I go on trips, when I go on vacation and stuff like that, I'm able to manage my weight to a certain extent because I try to keep OMAD as much as I can. And it's come to a point where I really don't crave food during the day, and I just don't crave food for breakfast and lunch. And when people are eating around me now, I'm not interested anymore. I'm not interested in it anymore. So I would definitely recommend, maybe for you, particularly if you have some sort of eating disorder or you deal with a lot of binging, then maybe back up a little bit and start doing. My weight's not going down during OMAD. Okay, Ismail, I'll answer your question in a second. But just to finish Carrie's question, so just kind of step back and try OMAD for a little bit so you don't have those tendencies to binge eat after your fast. Another thing that, again, I said this about the other topic we were asking questions about, make sure that you're journaling everything down, because journaling everything down is really important. This fasting journey is really important for your mind. Anderson Cadigan is here. Do you have exercise during OMAD to lose weight? Okay, exercise is a good thing. You don't have to exercise at any point to lose weight at all, but it's definitely a good idea to do the exercising at some point, just because it's a good cardiovascular activity. It's gonna help you live longer. And when you're lifting weights, like obviously lifting weights is actually a lot more beneficial than cardio to a certain extent, because that's what's gonna build that lean muscle mass and help you increase your metabolism. Hi, Bree. And okay, so I'm gonna go back to Ismail's question. What was his question? He said, or he or she, I'm not sure, sorry, I just kind of looked at it. I think it's he, but he was saying that, now I said he again. In terms of journaling, do you just write down how you're feeling? I suppose you can't write what you're reading. Do you guys know some S species? What are you guys talking about? Oh, ha 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 ha. Okay, you guys are funny. Okay, let's go back to not losing weight on OMAD. So it's possible that you actually hit a plateau at some point. That happens with anything. But for anyone doing OMAD right now, if you're not losing weight with it, there's a couple questions that I want to ask you. So number one, are you writing down everything that you're eating during your OMAD? Number two, do you have any estimation of how many calories you should be eating? I made a video about this in my Fastmas video when I was doing the prepping and stuff, to talk to you guys about the BMR and to calculate your basal metabolic rate, and then see how many calories you need to maintain a sedentary lifestyle, and then subtract that number by about 400 to 500 calories to be in a caloric deficit. So if you're in OMAD, at the beginning, when you first start out, it's totally fine to kind of eat whatever you want and do the OMAD and just get in the habit of changing that eating pattern and eating 1 meal a day. But later on, so you're saying you eat whatever you want. So that's your main issue, because it's possible that even if you're doing OMAD, you're still overeating. So let's say you're doing OMAD and eating like 3,000 calories a day by accident, which happens if you still eat a lot of carbs and a lot of sugar, then OMAD's not gonna work on its own. So what I recommend for you, Ismail, is to go on the BMR calculator online. Just go on Google and search BMR calculator, put in your height, put in your age, and put in your weight, and it's going to give you your BMR number. Then go down to where it says sedentary lifestyle, that usually pops up in those BMR calculators. Look at how many calories you need to maintain a sedentary lifestyle, and then subtract that number by about 400 to 500 to be in the caloric deficit. And then once you're in the caloric deficit, then you could go, hi, I am live, what's up, girl? I'm just reading the comment. And yeah, anyway, so just go on that and check how many calories you need, and try to stay within those calorie ranges, and write everything down, because sometimes you're eating things that you don't even know. My new record on the water fast is day 7. Good job. I was at 85 kilograms now, 77.5 empty stomach. make sure you guys are weighing yourself at the same time whenever you weigh yourself, like whether it's once a week or if it's every day. We also have to make sure that we don't get obsessed with weighing ourselves on the scale. So try to make it a mental thing again. Feel good and see if you feel good. I love you guys too. And someone was just talking about journaling. Sorry. So for journaling, it's important to write everything down, okay? So write down once in a while why you're even doing this water fast. Write down why you want to lose weight. Write down why you feel like fasting, and write down okay, you know what? I'm going to try to find something. Give me 2 seconds. This is crazy. Okay. I keep this handy. This is the first time I ever journaled. Okay. This is August 1st, 2018. And it's kind of vulgar because I was really mad, and when I was journaling, I was using a lot of F words. Like you can even see, I was actually crying when I wrote this. Mr. Tom, I didn't see the comment. I must have missed it. But this is when I started my journey. This is when I was like 225 pounds or something, and I was just so fed up of trying and yo-yoing over and over. And I wrote this and I saved it because honestly, it's kind of what got me started. Hey, sorry, my dog is there. And it's kind of what got me started in this whole thing. So Wednesday, August 1st, 2018. Maybe I won't say it out loud because I don't want to swear. But if you guys want to read it, that was the first thing I ever like journaled for myself. Hey. I don't know if you guys can even read that. Like, as you can tell, I was just like mad and I was fed up. Like sometimes you get to a point where you're just so fed up. So I wrote day 1 of being beep, 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 fed up. Okay, I'm just gonna say everything without adding the vulgar part. Okay, so day 1 of being beep, fed up. No more beep, trying. No more excuses. No more self-pity and wallowing. Just shut the beep up and just do it. That's what I wrote. And this was when I first started. This was the starting point. Like, honestly, I was crying when I wrote this because I just remember I always talk about the fat suit that I felt like I was in, where I just felt trapped. I felt like my personality was hiding in there behind a fat suit. And it was just like the most dreadful, like upsetting experience to be in that kind of body and be stuck. Like, honestly, it breaks my heart. And that's why I try to make these videos to help you guys, because I want to tell you guys that you have to get out of it. And it's like, it's just so painful. It feels so heavy because you know you're in there and you know you're able to be in there, but for some reason, you just get so upset and you're overwhelmed and you don't know where to start. So that's why I try to make these videos, because I really want to throw that lifeline, as I always say to you guys, to help whoever's drowning to get out and climb out of it. So that's kind of what I wrote. Like, this is such a powerful little message. This is why journaling is important, because you're going to look back on that later and it's so important. But I just don't want anyone to feel that like drowning, dreadful feeling. And like, I almost want to cry right now just thinking about it. Exactly. It's something that you can't escape, because it's something that's just, it becomes you and you feel like your whole life is you. But remember, your weight doesn't define you. Your weight isn't who you are. Your weight is just like temporarily something around you, like a big fat suit, I would say, that makes you feel bad, but it's actually not who you are. So I always talked about, for example, who's that guy? I forgot. Tony Robbins. He always says that you have your shoulds and your musts. So your shoulds are some things that you know you should do. Like, I should fast, or I should start to work out. And then your musts are, you know, what you must do. So for example, I don't know, I must brush my teeth. Like, it's a deal breaker. You can't just not brush your teeth. Or I must, I don't know, what's an example right now? So you have to define your shoulds and your musts, not just weight loss, but for goals in my career and life in general, have weight. Yeah, exactly, Brie. So it's just like something that sometimes you have to do for yourself, because you're doing this and you just have to redefine the way that you define your core identity. So a lot of people, I made this video in my big bone video. So I'm kind of referring to a lot of different videos. If you guys want after this, go try to look for those videos. But I talk about the video called Big Boned. And what happens with the big bone is that people actually think that they're big boned. My goal weight used to be 185 because I thought I was curvy and overweight. What's the Joker's diet? I'm very curious. Is that a joke? Is the Joker's diet a joke? But you just have to redefine your identity, as I was saying, to really clearly identify your shoulds and your musts. So do you think that you should absolutely, do you think that you should start to fast and you should lose weight? Or is it a deal breaker? Like, I must lose weight. This is what I have to do for my health, for the long run, to live a long, healthy, happy life. So you have to decide. And then if you identify yourself as, hey, I'm curvy, I'm big boned, I'm gonna be overweight for the whole rest of my life and things like that, then obviously you're gonna always revert back to that. So regardless of how much weight you lose, if you always identify as a curvy person, as an overweight person, as a big bone person, then somehow you will take that and default back to the original overweight person that you think that you are. And that's how people yo-yo. And the reason for that is because you identify, no matter what, you identify as an overweight person and you go back up to there. So that's what happens with that. And now if you're looking at my journal, what I said for my why when I started it, it says, because it's the number one thing in my life that makes me unhappy. My weight makes me unhappy. It isn't me. I'm living in a fat suit. The best part is that I'm fortunate enough that my problem is fixable with a consistent dose of self-discipline. So I wrote this to myself. It's not like a situation where, let's say I'm doing some mechanical work or something and I lose my hand. It's not like I can regrow my hand, right? It's not the same thing. When we have weight problems or we're overweight, it's something that we can actually fix. I can't maybe grow my hand back if I lose my hand, but for my weight, I can actually drop the weight and lose the weight. So you have to remember that you should actually feel blessed and grateful that it's a problem that you have with your health, maybe that you're overweight, and it's a mental problem and a health problem and a physical problem, but it's something that you could fix. It's something that you can change. So you're not stuck with it the rest of your life. You just need to take the steps and take action every single day towards that goal. So let's say that you're craving something right now and you go into the kitchen and you're looking at it, look at it and say, listen, I probably know what you taste like, Mr. Food Item. Like, I probably know what this food item tastes like. And I know that I want it right now, but I know I'm gonna feel good in the future if I don't have it. And Omar's, okay, I'm not gonna answer your question, Omar, even that made me laugh. As you guys know, everybody's beautiful in their own way, so I don't wanna talk about external beauty. Internal beauty is a lot more interesting. Did everybody see Omar's comment? Omar is like the class clown today. But okay, I'm gonna go back to this one more time, but I wrote no sugar plus OMAD intermittent fasting, and that's how you guys know that I started my journey. And I wrote here, universe, give me strength, I need it. I will get to 140 pounds, I absolutely will. So that's the start of my positive affirmations and my little tears because I was crying as I was writing this because I was so overwhelmed. And I know Ismail was just asking me to talk about winter. I don't know if it's because you don't live in a wintry type of country, or if it's because you want me to talk about seasonal affective disorder or winter blues, because that's something that a lot of people struggle with at this time. Personally, honestly speaking, okay, you're in Germany, so you do have snow and stuff like that pretty often. But for me personally, honestly, November was the worst month for me because it was just one of those months where, as you guys know, I had all my work events and I was overwhelmed and something like that. So it was really bad. And a lot of the time, if you're having those symptoms of seasonal affective disorder because you're feeling sad because of the weather and it starts to get dark and it starts to get sad, I struggle with that and find meditation helpful, absolutely. So it's just something that you need to take the different steps to try to cope with it without emotional eating. Because emotional eating for a lot of us, because we're food addicts, a lot of us are food addicts. So a lot of us are doing this emotional eating to cope with our feelings, of depression or sadness, anxiety, happiness, whatever it is, stress, whatever it is, we try to cope with it by eating. But that's what we have to unlink our eating and our coping mechanism and just make it different so they're not kind of intertwined, and use different coping mechanisms to deal with our feelings. So obviously, especially when I started, if something triggered me or I felt upset, then I felt like my first tendency was to go to food to help me. But then when you go to food later on, you feel worse. So what you have to do is use different outlets, like going, Ismail says lazy to go to the gym. It is cold, but you have to realize, like, just wake up in the morning, put your hat on, put your gloves on, get ready, go outside. I'm gonna go to the chore and get, why are you doing that? That's bad. Why would you do that right now? We're doing no sugar. I'm disappointed. But if it's on your plan and you allowed yourself to do that, then go ahead and do it. But if it's not on your plan, I highly recommend that you don't go. Yeah, okay, are you trolling me? This person's trolling me. I'm definitely a food addict. When I argue with him, I run to feel better. Exactly. So that's one thing. So in order to try to pull yourself out of that with the arguments, if you're arguing with your significant other, friends, whatever it is, and you're having a moment where you just feel like, oh, like food's gonna make me better, feel better right now, just go get your journal, grab any journal, and just write down everything that you're feeling in that moment. Because at least for the period of like 5 to 10 minutes where you're actually journaling and thinking and reflecting on your thoughts, maybe that will actually be the click that you need to pull yourself out and realize that you don't need to go to food for binging. I want to thank you for helping me, what you told me last time. Oh, I don't remember what I told you last time because you guys, so many of you guys are messaging me and I try to answer every single person, but I'm really happy that I helped. And I keep moving my hair. It keeps falling in front of my face, sorry. But yeah. So much to talk about, guys. There's something else I want to talk about. Maybe I'll make a live about it tomorrow. Maybe I'll make a YouTube video tomorrow. I also want to show you guys all my planner stuff because the key to consistency and the key to getting started on something is actually planning. So that's why I got all my stickers and all my crazy stuff. So I hope you guys want to watch that video because I'm going to make it and post it anyway. But how are you guys feeling overall for day 7? Are you guys feeling good? Are you guys doing well? Any questions? Because I'm probably going to head out soon and start running my errands. I didn't actually think I would talk for 41 minutes. I wonder if I should post this after. Because it's a little bit all over the place, especially at the beginning. But yeah. Oops. My doggy is sitting beside me. Can't wait for summer. I'll kill the gym, but now gym is killing me. Post it. Did you go live so often? This is the first time I've ever gone live. Man, I today shake my head. That's funny. Yeah, I'll probably post it. And I think that's pretty much all I have to talk to, unless you guys have any other questions right before I go. I think I'll start doing lives more often because actually it's pretty interesting. It's a lot more interactive, and then you guys can ask me the questions right away instead of putting them down in the comments and stuff. But I hope that was a good little mini live between us. There was a couple people on here today. And I'm about to head out. Last questions. I was going to do water fasting like you, but my brother told me. Okay. Okay. So if that's everything, then I'm going to let you guys go. And I'm going to head out as well. Okay. I'll see you guys next time. It's day 7 today for most of us. So happy fasting. And I will see you guys next time. I'll post my planner video tomorrow. If you guys didn't, please put the notification bell. Just turn it on because that helps me because then it pops up in your face. And also just make sure that I'm emailing you guys every week or something. I send you guys emails. So if you haven't ever gotten any of my emails, go to your spam on fastforwardtohealth@gmail.com. Like find that email, find it in your spam and add it to your contact list so you can actually be getting those. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you so much for making my first YouTube live a little bit less scary. And I'll see you guys next time, okay? Mwah. Happy fasting. I'll post another video tomorrow. Bye, guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching and supporting me on here. Okay, how do I turn this thing off? I didn't say you're a robot. I said you're a troll, but you're not a troll. I'm just kidding. But no chocolate bar, okay? Okay, bye, guys. Bye, Bree. Heart. I have my puffer. I just have it with me just in case. I don't use it anymore, but sometimes when I'm nervous, I feel like I might need it. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you guys so much. Bye. Are you sure?